This question may not seem weird to you, but it's really weird to me because I have a lot of experience with the SAT and I've seen, thousands of writing questions. This actually doesn't really fit into a category that I would expect. If I try to predict the question based on very, first glance kind of feelings, I see that this question has a literal question, right? And so usually that means I'm dealing with an ideas question, and I can ignore things like grammar and style. They need me to focus on the ideas that are being presented, and so I need to kind of think in terms of the content of the lines, not necessarily what sounds best or what rules are being followed. However, the question basically is telling me to care about style, right? Which choice best maintains the style and tone of the passage? So why did they ask this? I don't really know. We're going to see later on that they kind of asked this exact same question without the words, right? They just kind of sometimes ask it by giving us the choices, and that's more of what I'm accustomed to. So this doesn't fit the normal mold, but it still is a normal kind of writing vocab question where my ultimate strategy here is to trust your instincts. Because these words are going to be similar, but they can't be used in the same way. And so we need to kind of pick the one that fits the situation best. I don't think we need the full passage here, even though it kind of says basically we should know what the right tone is from just knowing how these things are supposed to be. But try to go with what your gut tells you here, because it's probably right. It's your brain's way of communicating the right answer without actually being able to put into words why the right answer is right. So in this case, it also enhances soil texture, encouraging healthy roots, and minimizing or blank the need for chemical fertilizers. Well, annihilating is super strong. Like if you're annihilating something, you're just absolutely destroying it and sending it into oblivion. We're talking about chemical fertilizers. We're talking about planting things here. It's a little strange to be talking that intensely. It's like, I don't know, like video game talk. So that's too strong. Whereas eliminating kind of fits. You're minimizing or eliminating the need for chemical fertilizers. That just sounds like normal conversation, the normal way people talk. That seems okay. Closing the door on, I think, is also kind of obviously wrong. That's a little too slangy for me. And ousting kind of goes the other way. That's a little bit too pedantic, right? It's a weird word. You don't often use that word in your own conversations. We much more often use a word like eliminate. So it would be kind of weird to use it here. And so this is why I think the right strategy is to trust your instincts. Now, some of you have corrupted your instincts by, I don't know, reading bad things or using the thesaurus feature on your word processor too much, because what you've come to think is that good writing has hard words. And so you think that your instincts think that if you choose a harder word, you are writing a better sentence. First of all, that is never really true on the SAT. Second of all, that is never really true in real life. Use normal words. Because what happens when you pick a more complicated word is that more complicated word has more baggage. It has more specific uses that we don't normally encounter, which is what makes it a more complicated, rarer word. So in this case, ousting doesn't fit, even though it kind of means eliminate. It's very similar in meaning. The problem is you oust a person, right? Someone is ousted from a position, right? Maybe like a CEO gets ousted because they did a bad job. Maybe a politician is ousted from the committee, or from the voters oust a politician by voting them out. So we talk about a person being ousted, but here we're talking about chemical fertilizers. So this word doesn't really work. It's too pedantic for its own good. It's too smart sounding. And so because we don't really know the correct usage of the word, we shouldn't use it. We should use words that most people are going to be familiar with. And if you just read normal books, listen to the television, talk to your friends, your brain is naturally going to know what words belong in certain situations because it just knows what's the best fit. So that's why when it's a vocab question on the writing section, we can almost always just trust that instinct and go with the simpler word that we're more familiar with. Odds are very good that it's right. don't try to be smarter than you think, because smart is bad here. Just be normal. Talk normal, write normal, better writing.